What's up, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Casters of Horror. I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane, and this week, we've gone cuckoo.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
I know I feel like it, at least.
Yeah, so we are going to be reviewing the 2024, I don't know what you want to call it, the 2024 film Cuckoo, which stars...
Definitely a movie, yes.
Hunter Schaffer, and now I got all discombobulated. Hunter Schaffer and Dan Stevens. But before we get into the film, something that we haven't done for a minute on this podcast, a little bit of movie news. So, so Esquire magazine just came out with their top 20 best horror films of 2024. Little preemptive, but the Substance took number one spot, which we have not yet checked out.
Nope, but I want to see. I've heard very good things about it.
Number two was kind of a shock to me. Blink Twice. I didn't even know that was a horror film.
What is it? Don't blink, or blink twice, or don't
blink twice. Yeah, Zoe Kravitz and what's that guy's name? He was the dancing dude, Magic Mike.
Oh, okay.
We'll just call him Magic Mike. Channing Tatum. So, number three spot. Do you want to take a guess at when the number three spot was, Shane?
Was it Cuckoo?
That's right. It's Trap.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Yes, Trap took number three spot, with Alien Romulus taking number four. Longlegs at number 5. That far down on the list.
Trap was not number 3 on their list. There is no way.
Trap was number 3 on their list. Then we have A Violent Nature at number 6. I Saw the TV Glow at number 7. A film called Humane at number 8, which I had not heard of, but it's directed by Caitlin Cronenberg. So
I think I know what that one is. That's another one I wanted to see.
Then we've got, I'm just going to round out the top 10. The Deliverance, which is on Netflix, that took out number 9. And The Front Room took number 10 spot. Guess what number 20 was?
I don't know.
Good old Night Swim. So if you guys want to check out the full top 20 list, you guys can go to Esquire.com and you guys can check out the top 20 list, all of which I disagree with. But I figured it was at least worth a little bit of movie news. So
that sounds like a list of somebody typed into Google horror movies that came out this year and then just randomly picked some.
Yeah, speaking of randomly picked horrible movies that came out this year, this week we're talking about the film Cuckoo. The 2024 shit hit stars. It's written and directed by Tillman Singer. It stars Hunter Schaffer, who you guys might know from Euphoria. What else was she in? She's done a couple other things. She was in the Hunger Games, the prequels, the ones prior to the yeah. And then we've got, of course, Dan Stevens, who's just brilliant in everything that he's in. But we'll see what Shane and my thoughts are on this film. This is a story about a young lady who's played by Hunter Schaffer named Gretchen, where she goes to live with her father after the death of her mother. Yeah. And they're over in Germany because the dad, I guess, is an architect of some sort. And he's building a new resort for Dan Stevens. And then just weird stuff starts to happen. And she's thinking she's going crazy. And the whole film goes cuckoo. I get, yeah. So anyway. Shane, I know that this is one that you and I talked about quite a bit wanting to see this year. I like Hunter Schaffer. I'm a big Hunter Schaffer fan. And I was super excited about seeing this one. Now that we've seen it, what's your thoughts?
So I'm not familiar with pretty much anyone in this film. I will say Hunter Schaffer was amazing.
She's great.
Yeah. Very, very, very good in this movie. I would venture to say the only thing that might make this movie somewhat tolerable uh, for me. Now, you say Dan Stevens. I have no idea who that is. I kept calling him German Bradley Cooper because he just.
Dan Stevens was in. He was. It's the show about the maids and the servants that work at Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey. He was in Downton Abbey for a couple seasons,
Okay.
and then he was most recently in Abigail. He was
Hmm.
also in. I thought he was in something else that we watched. Oh, he was in The Guest. He also did the film the the Apostle. He was in that as well, which is on Netflix. The one where he has to go save his sister
Okay,
from the cult.
okay, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great movie.
yeah,
Okay, I thought he looked familiar, but I'm
yeah,
like, I don't know the name, you know.
yeah.
But
Great
okay,
actor. Love that
yeah,
guy.
yeah, that was a great
Um,
movie.
Very
That yeah,
versatile and
that was a great movie.
yeah.
Um,
And
man,
that's a review of the Apostle. Thank you guys for coming and checking that one out. So
this one, this one actually kind of pissed me off, Chris.
okay,
Right? I mean, I was really looking forward to this one.
yeah,
The trailer for it was awesome. Everything I heard about it sounded awesome.
yeah.
And I watch it, and I believe my words to you that I texted you were that this was this year's Barbarian for me.
If you guys haven't checked out our Barbarian review, make sure you guys go back.
Yeah.
It is a long episode, but it's worth the watch.
Okay. Was
So
that when we were still doing the full
we were
breakdown?
still doing the full breakdown, scene by scene.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the hype was behind this movie
I think it
because
was. I think it was more so the marketing team rather than I. Well, I'll let you keep going.
no, I mean that's fine. I that's actually a good point. Very very well marketed. I will give
Yeah,
it that.
yeah.
Um, I found, man, I don't know about you, but this movie was really boring to me. It just like, and again, I so for me, this wasn't as bad as Trap. Right when I
Okay.
watched Trap, and I told you when I watched that, like that is literally the first time I've ever done the whole look at the watch thing, and the time left was over an hour. Right.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
this wasn't that bad for me, but it was still pretty bad. It was very slow and boring.
I texted you 15 minutes in.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Um, I really don't get it, man. I thought that it's not that the premise is bad, but I feel like it takes a really long time to actually get anywhere. It takes a long
Okay.
time to go anywhere and for anything to actually happen. There's an entire element in this movie, like where because obviously there is something supernatural, seemingly going on.
Hmm.
There's this weird like time distortion thing in this movie that I don't know if it ever actually gets explained.
It does.
Does it?
It
I
does.
must have really zoned out because I even by the end of it, I'm like, what was up with that?
Yep. No, they talk about it at one point.
Okay. Oh well, I mean, you'll have to fill me in. And maybe it was like a mental thing, or maybe I was having a mental thing while watching this, or um, for me, I can praise this movie in two aspects, and one is obviously Hunter Schaffer. Like I said, was just phenomenal in this
Yep.
movie. Really, really impressive, especially. And I don't just mean in a way like, oh, well, she did the best with what she was given.
Hmm.
Well, she elevated. If anything, she elevated this movie. Her performance was that good.
Yeah.
And the other thing I will praise it on is I had texted you about this too. The sound design in this movie is incredible,
Oh yeah.
and without a doubt, the sound designer in this movie is a fan of Silent Hill. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
question. There are elements like there are sounds that I would say almost it's almost like they were lifted straight out of the game because they are exact replicas of some of
Mm,
the sound you get in Silent
really?
Hill.
Okay.
So, which I
Okay.
thought was great, and I really got to say that I thought that did elevate it, at least in those moments. There are moments where this movie gets spooky.
Okay.
And I would say it's almost entirely because of the music and the ambient sound. But other than that, man, this movie was boring, and I was just ready for it to be over. And by the end of it, I don't know, man. I just don't see what everybody saw in this film. It did not land for me.
Okay.
How
Okay.
about you?
Well, immediately as soon as the film was over, I got on the phone, immediately called up my doctor and canceled my colonoscopy and my colon cleansing because this movie sucked so much ass. I'm all cleaned out.
Yeah.
So no, I mean Hunter Schaffer, she did a great job in it. It is a neon film. Neon films have a tendency to have these really cool visual effects, and I did like that. Visually, their shots. I don't know what it is, but they have these certain directors that have some really cool takes on how they film certain things. And I liked that. I liked that. The videographer in this did a great job. Dan Stevens. I like Dan Stevens. Was this his best role? No, but I mean, I like Dan Stevens a lot. So the two of them together, I was super hyped for, and was just really, really let down. Now, was this a film that I'd watch again? No. Was this a film that I'd recommend? Also, no.
No.
So,
No.
this spoiler alert, I will not be putting on my top 5 for the year. Just gonna put that out there now. But yeah, it really bummed me out. I was hoping for a lot more for Hunter, especially with her first like really big leading debut in a film. So
Yeah.
it was kind of a bummer, but I look forward to seeing her in way more stuff.
Yeah. And you know, I guess I'm only being partially facetious when I say this is 2024's Barbarian, because the reality is I don't know if this film has quite had the hype that Barbarian did.
Yeah. And
But
Barbarian was good for half of it.
yeah. And that's actually one of the things I was thinking too, is like, you know, we had even specifically pointed out that like the first half hour of Barbarian is a great short film.
Yeah.
I can't say that about this one.
Yeah.
This is just a film that happens. I mean,
this and I know we keep crapping on this film, and I'm going to tell a few reasons to me why it just kind of fell apart. It felt like it was just kind of, there were all these elements to it, and they all just kind of went blue, 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 blue throughout the whole film, and just didn't mesh together. The concept was interesting. I don't think that there was enough to hold. I mean, the whole storyline to make it go, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
I have a big problem. I don't really think they well established motivation for the villain.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
I understand. Yes, the villain's motivation is made clear, but like, or what is happening is made clear. But
what is happening is made clear, but not his motivation in it.
Yeah, like why, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he doesn't say like why he's doing it, but it's more like, why do you care?
He's like, I'm an evil genius.
Yeah.
You know, not to give you any spoilers away, but that's kind of it.
But like an evil genius, but like, why did you pick this one specific thing? And you can't really say much without giving it away, but it's like, what? Why?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah. We're not going to give away the why or the who or nothing about it, but there's an evil genius. And he's just, what? They're just like, well, okay, that doesn't, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know. Have you guys seen Cuckoo? Were we cuckoo for watching it? Are you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Let us know down in the comments down below. And while you're down there, make sure to hit like and subscribe. That way you guys aren't cuckoo and missing out on any of our upcoming episodes when they roll out. Shane, this one sucked, man.
Yeah, man, this one was a disappointment. Serious. It's worse than that it sucked. It's that I was really hyped for this one, and I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, same. very
Yeah.
much the same. But we've got some other films that are coming up that I'm super excited to check out and bring to you guys and do our reviews on. Hopefully, those ones don't let us down like Cuckoo did. But yeah, let us know down in the comments if there's any films you guys want us to check out while we're doing this, and put them down in the comments down below. You guys can also hit us up at castersofhorror@gmail.com. If you guys have any questions, comments, hate mail, anything like that, feel free to send them there. Shane, it was a pleasure.
I mean,
This
yeah,
part,
talking to you
this
was
part
not
was, yeah,
so
it's
much
just
watching the movie, but
yeah. It took me several takes to watch this one. I
yeah.
had to break it up. So anyway, but we'll be back again next week with another film review. Until then, I'm Chris Mess.
I'm Shane.
Get the hell out of here.
Bye.
We'll see you guys. Cuckoo.